You're going to place your foam roller right underneath, kind of right where the Achilles tendons are. I have my legs uncrossed to start with. Place your hands down, kind of lift the hips up, and then start to roll yourself down. So I'm not going all the way up the length of the calf muscles, not all the way up to the knee. I'm just kind of focusing right on where the Achilles is right now. And after a few times there, I'm going to move the foam roller up higher. So now I'm going to start it kind of right at the bottom of the calf muscles. Lift up again. Roll it back and forth. Just going up to the top of the calf, so not even getting to the crease of the knee. And then release. Now, for a little added pressure and also to focus more on one leg at a time, we're going to cross the ankles. So take your right ankle over your left, starting again toward the Achilles tendon. Lift up, start to roll it back and forth. Now I might try to get a little more range of motion here. Roll to the inside of the leg. And then a little bit more to the outside. Back to center. And release. Good. Switch. Left ankle over right. Roll to the inside. Roll to the outside. Come back to center. And release. Now, what you might notice is that there's also some work going on in the upper body, so take your time, take plenty of breaks as needed. This is more about recovery than it is about strengthening. So let's take it up a little bit higher, right kind of at the meat of the calf muscle. Cross right ankle over left, lift up. I'm just going to do a few rolls right through the center. Release, switch, left over right. Now, if you do find a spot as we go through this that feels really tense and like it could use some more attention, you're going to stop there and do some smaller rolls back and forth and then progress from there. Almost like you're rolling out cookie dough. And then come back to center and release. Now, uncross the legs again. I'm going to take my feet just about hip width apart, and we're going to move this actually all the way up just above the knees, bringing our awareness to our hamstrings now. So go ahead and lift the hips. Should be a little bit easier here since there's more weight distributed into the legs and not all of it is on the shoulders and the hands. So I'm just going up and down the hamstrings. If it feels okay, you can take it into the crease of the knee, maybe to the top of the calves, and then roll it all the way up to the top of the hamstrings. And then come back to center and release. We're going to come back to the glutes in a little bit. We're just going to keep moving up the spine for now. So sit on top of the foam roller, bring it just behind you. I have the foam roller right at the base of my sacrum, top of the tailbone. I'm going to put my efforts on the lower back. And after spending a little time there, let it roll up a little bit higher, kind of low back up to mid back. And then I like to take my hands behind my head to take it up to the upper back. So I'm just going to walk my feet down a little bit. Let the foam roller go all the way up to the shoulders. Try to let your head relax into your hands, not using anything in the neck here. Now I'm going to lift my right shoulder up and put more of my weight onto the left side. Pause in the middle, lift the left shoulder, focus more on the right side. And then come back to center. And then lower the hips down. All right. Come back up. This time we are going to sit on the foam roller, bring our awareness back to the hips and the glutes. I'm going to place my hands behind me, cross right ankle over left thigh. So it's like we're doing a figure 4 stretch. I'm going to turn my weight so I'm more on the left hip. My right hip is lifted just off of the foam roller. And I'm rolling back and forth across the glute. What's nice is that you get a little bonus stretch, opening up the right hip while rolling out the left. Release, lower the right foot down. I'm going to tilt my weight over onto the left hip a little more. So we're now on the outer part of the hip. I'm going to roll back and forth here. Just that small section right there. Now I'm going to keep moving over to the left. So I'm going to continue coming onto my side. This time I'm going to extend my left leg long. You can have your right foot behind you. I like to have mine in front. Feels just a little more secure. And we're rolling now along the IT band. So all the way down the outside of the left thigh and hip. Take it all the way up to the TFL. So right at the top of the hip there. And then roll it back. Remember, if you find a spot, hang out there, do some smaller rolls until it loosens up, and then kind of release it with some bigger rolls. Ooh, that's tight. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe, please. Now, we're just going to keep this circle going. So rather than flipping to the other side right now, I'm going to flip over. We're going to get the quads. So the foam roller is going to go, I'm going to place it right in the middle of my thighs, drop down to my forearms. It's like I'm in a forearm plank, and I'm just shifting forward and back. Now, something that I think a lot of people tend to forget is to target the quads from 3 different angles. So come up onto your hands. I'm going to roll so that I'm not quite on my IT band, but also not in the middle of the quad. I'm just getting this kind of middle piece between those 2 areas. So you just tilt just a little bit. I'm going to bring my right leg up and prop it onto the foam roller. And then roll right on that spot between the middle of the thigh and the IT band. And then we'll do the other side. And then release. Now I'm going to keep flipping. I'm going to flip this over just for the sake of the camera. But let's go ahead and roll over to the right side. So we will get the inner thighs after we finish this circle. So I'm going to extend my right leg long. Left foot is in front. It can be behind. Start to roll up and down the right IT band. Coming back so that we're facing up, start to roll onto the outer part of the right hip and glute. When you're ready, cross left ankle over right thigh, open the left knee. Uncross the legs, lower back down onto your hips, and then turn onto your right side. We're going to target the lats on the back. So I'm going to extend my right arm over the foam roller. You can have your arm out, or you can bend your arm and place it behind your head. Lift up, just kind of roll up and down the right side of the back muscles, all the way up to the outer part of the shoulder. Release. We'll flip over, do the other side. Extend the left arm across. I'm starting it just below the left shoulder blade. Rolling down and up. Lower your hips and release. Now, so we got the front part of the thigh and the outer part of the thigh. We're going to get the inner thigh. So I'm going to lie down, face down, bring my left knee up, place it on the foam roller. It's making like a 90-degree angle, but I'm going to roll the foam roller right into the upper part of the inner thigh, so right in the groin region. Acting like I'm coming back into something of a forearm plank, propping myself up on my forearms. I'm just going to roll back and forth along the inner thigh. Make sure you get just above the knee or just above the inner part of the knee. And then we'll switch. And pay attention, noticing if one side is tighter than the other for any of these movements. It can really give you some insight into what's going on in your body, what's going on in your swing, and can help you figure out maybe what you want to focus more on or work on. And then come back to center. Now, the last move we're going to do is one of my favorites. and that is spinal alignment. So I'm going to have the foam roller long ways. If you have a shorter foam roller, it might be a little more difficult to do this, but try your best. You're going to lie down on the foam roller, tailbone to head. So my tailbone is supported. I'm going to lower all the way down. If you have a shorter foam roller, you can always take a block and place it underneath your head, and then place the foam roller under as much of your spine as you can. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. I have my feet a little bit wider than my hips. Arms are down by my sides, palms turned up. And all you're going to do here is relax. Now you can stay in this position for as long as you want or for as much time as you have. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. Now, instead of just immediately coming back up to a seat or to stand, I want you to gently roll off of your foam roller and any other props that you have. Just roll it over to the side and come to lie flat on your back and just notice how it feels. Should feel like everything's kind of flattened out a little bit. Hug your knees into your chest, gently rock from side to side. And then make your way up to a comfortable seat whenever you're ready. Sitting tall through your spine. Let's take a deep breath in, sweep the arms up. Exhale all the way out. And that is all for today. Great job. We'll see you next time.